Good morning, everyone. Well, gonna be honest. Number one, my backlights are way too bright. Did you see how my face looked like it was nuclear right there? But also, today I'm in a lot of pain and I'm late to stream because of it. And I'm gonna do my best to tough through it and put on a good show for all of you. But it's probably gonna be a rough one. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. On today's show, we got a few things to talk about that are pretty important. Number one, schedule for the week, considering the fact that we may or may not hit our goal and do a marathon. Number two, updates regarding my wrestling commentary show, Smark Guys, and more. I do have some updates for you on some change of different ideas and formats that we've been doing. And the schedule today has changed because I'm in so much pain. All right. So we're going to cover all of this today on a very low movement episode of the Level 1 podcast.
Get ready for some meaningful content because the king is back, the king of the live stream, the king is back. Woo!
I am trying to tweak my backlights so that they're not this bright, but they are really bright, are they not? Like, yeesh, they're like super bright today with this setup that I chose. See, it looked nice, but I wasn't sitting in the chair when I set it up. I set it up from over there, and now it totally looks like it's way too bright, right? Both sides, like incredibly bright light. Like, oh my lord. All right, hold on. I'm trying to dim the lights right now. Let's dim this down to like 10%. Let's dim this one down to say 30%. And dim this one. Good lord. Down to about, geez, like 5%. Okay, so now that should have dimmed it significantly. It's a little better. It's not turning me nuclear, I guess, anymore, right? Still looks good, though. All right. So, everyone, welcome to the show. What's up, Jasper Kitty? Jasper's here with me today. Today is Wednesday, the 5th of February, 2025. And I am having a hard time even concentrating. All right. I'm in pain. My neck is really screwed up. This has happened before. This is certainly not the first time, nor will this probably be the last time that this has happened to me. For almost 20 years, I've had chronic back and neck problems. You know, I had a severe injury in my lower back way back when, almost 20, 15 years ago. That lasted like 10 years. Okay. Now I'm in a situation where my neck has been giving me problems several times over the last decade. One time was so bad that I had shooting pain and numbness in my thumb for 2 months. Luckily, the injury is not that bad, but it is pretty bad. Like, I tried, like last night, I couldn't really go to sleep, like in a good position. I couldn't find a position to lay in, side, back, no matter what I did, my neck kept getting tweaked and in pain. And so I didn't really get sound sleep. I woke up this morning and not only was my neck in excruciating pain, but also my back was all sore and tense because when I'm stressed out, my back does that. So I'm in a pretty bad way right now, and I'm going to do my best today to tough through it. It's going to be interesting because today there's a new character in Street Fighter 6, Mai Shiranui from Fatal Fury. And I know that people want me to try her, and I'm going to, but I don't know how effective I'm going to be at learning a new character and trying to implement that playing against other people when I'm in such pain. Like, basically, I can turn my head all the way. That's fine. I can lean my head forward and back, okay? I cannot lean my head to the right at all. If I do, I immediately get shooting pain through my neck, all the way down my shoulder. It's like a knife. So I can't really move that well. Like, I can move my arms as long as I don't move my neck. If I move my neck, I'm in trouble. So already I can tell you one thing that I don't want to do today is play Call of Duty. Originally, that was going to be my schedule where I was going to do Street Fighter on the first stream and Call of Duty on the late stream. But putting all things in perspective now, like, I think the last thing that I should be doing is playing Call of Duty with keyboard and mouse over here, because that's probably going to end up stressing out my neck. So I'm changing the schedule. I already changed the stream, and I already tweeted and posted up about it on the channel. But right now I'm going to formally change the schedule as well. That's in the chat here. That tonight what I want to do is finish up mouthwashing. Let's do that right now. So the late stream tonight at 6:45 p.m. Pacific time will not be Black Ops 6. I'm going to try to complete, well, not try, I know I'm going to, because the game's only around 3 hours long. I'm going to complete mouthwashing, okay, that narrative-based indie game that we started a couple days ago. And then, since we're going to beat it likely early, we'll just hang out for the rest of the stream. We'll do some Q&A and just chill and have some conversation. And hopefully, you know, being a narrative-based game and then just Q&A, that won't be too stressful. And I'll be able to hopefully help recover my neck, okay? So, excuse me. That's one immediate change that we're making, all right? So I promise you I'm going to do my best today on this first stream to try to learn my Shiranui, to try to apply her to online play. But number one, there's no way I could play Street Fighter 6 all day with this pain. I'm going to do my best to tough through it on this first stream, but there was just no way I was going to be able to do a whole day of Street Fighter today. So that's number one. Number two, we don't know what else is going to happen this week, right? For example, you know, if we hit 100 goals hit this week, we're going to do a marathon of Viewers' Choice games, which is a good variety of stuff, and that should be a way more relaxed atmosphere, okay? That would be good. But we don't know if we're going to hit it. Shall we update here? So we're currently at 94 out of 100 goals hit. And you might say, well, 94, so how does that break down? Well, yesterday during the daytime stream of Dark Souls with mods, we did hit the goal. So we got from 92 to 93, and it was actually a great stream. We basically did everything in the DLC except to get to the Manus boss. We're in that final area, the Chasm of the Abyss. And that's literally it. That's the last hurdle, is the Chasm of the Abyss gets you to the Manus boss, and then that's the end of the DLC, okay? So we're right there, and it was a great stream. One more stream, we're definitely going to beat the game and wrap up this modded playthrough, okay? But yeah, so that was great yesterday. Now, last night on Smark, guys, our pro wrestling commentary show, all right, I have some updates regarding what happened last night. So let's do the Smark Guys segment now. Let's talk about this and get this out of the way, because already I'm getting some feedback, and I want to let everyone know that we are listening to your feedback and changing things appropriately, okay? So Smark Guys has now been running for 5 episodes. We started it in early January with the premiere of Monday Night Raw on Netflix, and has now gone through its first pay-per-view event, the Royal Rumble, which was what we talked about last night. It was the Royal Rumble recap plus Monday Night Raw, all right? So what we aspired to do with this show is twofold. Number one, yes, to do wrestling commentary, and yes, to take it seriously, and to give our opinions on pro wrestling and stuff like that, which I feel like we're doing a good job of. I think people are enjoying that aspect of it, okay? But the other half is that we're trying to get me out there into the world, interacting with people, rather than it just being me talking to my audience on a stream, instead having interactions, right? So having PPP on the show with me as my co-host, having us interact back and forth, and talking about things that normally I would not address in my content. You know, we're talking about silly stuff like socks, or what's in my fridge, or my educational history, or, we have a segment that we literally call Grill Phil, where I'm on the hot seat and he hits me up basically with every question that idiotic detractors come up with, and I just answer it rationally, okay? And there's a lot of teasing and razzing and having fun with it. But I think that it's a good segment because it's something different that normally I don't do in my content, okay? I enjoy doing something different, all right? But we've tried this now for several different weeks, all right? Like, we've tried different ways of doing it or whatever. We've messed around with it. And basically what's ended up happening is, like, the whole first hour of the show is that segment, and then we do about 90 minutes of wrestling commentary. So the show ends up being about 2 to 3 hours long, okay? I definitely feel like it's been fun. Like, I like it, but it's not seeming to resonate with the audience. And what I mean by that is the audience that we're getting for Smark Guys is a combination of my core audience from my content, some of the casino audience, and I get the feeling there's a few wrestling fans tossed in there that maybe here or there have gotten wind of the show and want to check it out. So if you're a fan of mine, or if you're a wrestling fan, the whole first hour of the show probably doesn't appeal to you at all right? So what's happening is that basically a lot of people are starting to get turned off to the first hour of the show. They're saying, it was fun the first time, but you're doing it every week. And we're waiting for the wrestling commentary. And it seems like we have to play this waiting game to get through it. And it's very frustrating. Okay. So basically, we've tried different things. And here's the thing, you want to try new stuff, right? You do. You want to attempt to do things differently. You want to try new stuff and see what works. I just don't think the segment is working. And it's not just me, it's both of us. Like, after having done this now for over a month, I think we both agree that the segment is not working. It's not bringing new eyes to the show. It's not bringing in any extra revenue, that's for sure. It would have been one thing if, for example, a couple weeks ago, when I first had this other angle of camera, okay? And what we were saying was, hey, could we actually see Phil do push-ups? Because one of the stupid memes about me from years ago is that someone challenged me to do push-ups and I jumped off camera and claimed that I did them. Now, obviously I didn't. Obviously I was fucking around, right? But that was the meme, is that, oh, will we ever see Phil actually do push-ups? So it's like, okay, well, let's go ahead and do it. Let's do the segment, right? Let's show that with this new setup, we can now do push-ups, right? So I set it up. I did one half push-up. It wasn't even a real push-up, all right? It was just kind of a fake one. And then we said, all right, so if you guys support the show and we hit our goals tonight, Phil will do 20 push-ups or however many he can do, right? And guess what? We didn't hit our goal. Okay? Every week we do something silly like that where it's like, hey, this seems to be things that people have asked for or wanted for years. People want Phil in an environment where he's going to do things that he normally wouldn't do. So let's do it. And then if people support the show, then we'll give them these rewards that they claim to have wanted for so long. Okay? That's the whole idea of the segment. And guess what's happened? Absolutely nothing positive whatsoever. We've gained no additional viewers. We've gotten no extra support. In fact, I would argue that when we start the segment, a lot of people get turned off and are like, wow, this really sucks. We'd rather just have the wrestling commentary, okay? Which is unfortunate because here's what that tells you, all right? All these idiots on the internet are hypocrites. They were never legit to begin with. They don't actually want to see me do things outside the box. They just want to make fun of me so they can grift, okay? It's that simple. These idiots who claim to be critics are not critics. They are people who literally will just say negative things because they have conditioned an audience to like hearing negative things about Darkside Phil. So if I do the things that they've always claimed I wouldn't do, no one cares because that wasn't the point. The point is just to rag on me so they can monetize and make money because they are greedy, disingenuous fuckwads who actually prey upon and condition and groom an actual audience of mentally challenged people. That's the truth. If you go to one of these streams or if you go to one of their shows, you will not see an audience of intelligent, well-functioned mental people, you will see idiots, mouth droolers, mouth breathers, very slow people. That's who watch that kind of content on a regular basis. And they've been conditioned to like it. Get it? So now all these years, oh, we wanted this, we wanted this. Okay, we're going to give it to you. Oh, well, no, we don't want that. What do you mean? You're going to get what you've asked for years. We don't want that. Well, that's because you never wanted it. It's because you're just dumb. And you have people who literally prey upon you and suck on you for revenue every day, and you're too dumb to realize it. You are the victims. Anyone who watches that content is literally a victim. You've been mind controlled. You've been messed with, okay? So now looking at this, okay, and seeing firsthand what's happened in this last 5 episodes that we have attempted to do this stuff and it hasn't worked, we are done with it. Okay? So moving forward on Smark, guys, the show will open up. We will have some banter at the beginning, some back and forth, talking about how we're doing and stuff like that. But we're going to only do that for a few minutes, and we're going to get into wrestling pretty quickly. We'll do the commentary on whatever wrestling we watched for the week. And once that commentary is done, depending on how much time is left on the show, we will probably stick around and do a little bit of funny stuff and go back and forth. But for the most part, it's going to be focused on wrestling moving forward, okay? We're excited because this is WrestleMania season. You know, you got the build up to the Elimination Chamber, and then you're going to have WrestleMania itself. There's going to be a lot going on in pro wrestling to talk about. And just because we tried to do something different and it failed doesn't mean that we're going to give up on the show, all right? We really enjoy doing the show, but obviously catering to these people is not working, all right? So we're changing the format starting next week on Tuesday. There will be no more insanely lengthy grill fill segments. Instead, it's going to be a little bit of kind of, you know, banter back and forth and then getting to the commentary on wrestling. And then basically moving on and seeing how much time we have left after the fact and going from there, okay? So the reason I'm bringing this up is because last night on Smark, guys, we did an entire grill fill segment, okay? And basically, it did nothing at all. Like, we worked an hour on this segment. I had all these pictures that we saved up. We had all this stuff in a row covering. No one cared. And then half the people in chat who were fans of mine were like, this sucks. This is just, you know, here's the thing. The last 2 years have been wild, have they not? Starting with the entire internet hated Phil, including big content creators. So Phil wanted to have an interview. He picks an interview with side scrollers, which are probably the worst people to do it with because they're looking to get a boost of popularity based on Phil. They don't care about Phil. They just want to get some kind of eyes on them because they're failing as a fucking show. They do the absolute worst by snaking me, right? The next day after the interview, turning it into a 3-ring circus of my detractors coming on their show and just taking pot shots at me constantly for weeks. And in fact, that continued over a course of months over the year where several times side scrollers would do shows based just around shitting on me, okay? So after that, huge misstep, right? Me spending an entire year licking my wounds and basically saying, I'm not doing this kind of shit anymore. I'm tired of being, you know, the target of people trying to get over on my behalf and shit like that. And then basically after all of that, okay, having a resurgence, getting attention from Kino Casino, who originally was just going to crap on me, but after actually having me on the show and doing content with me and doing that co-op commentary on the Review Tech USA documentary, realizing how awesome it is to actually collaborate, right? We're making good content together, having new eyes on me for the first time, and essentially through that arc, the entire internet dropped the whole problem with me that they ever had. The only people who still have issue with me are my detractors, right? So going through this entire crazy arc, right? It's been a wild ride. And now we're trying different things. We're doing different things. But definitely we've trying to cater to those people who have been my biggest critics doesn't benefit me or anyone. It's just a waste of time. Okay? So we are going to continue to do the show, but we're going to have it more way wrestling focused moving forward. Okay? So yesterday, We do this show. The entire first hour is grill Phil. We get nothing out of it. Like, no lie, not a single detractor or anyone who likes that kind of content contributed at all. All right. Instead, we had some people who were contributing who were positive supporters of either the casino or my content. And we're like, we get it, but we wish you would just get to the wrestling. All right. So we did. And we actually had a good time with the wrestling. All right. FYI, it was a good show and it was 3 hours and you can check it out. It's archived over on DSP Reacts right now in its entirety so you can watch it. And then please comment on the show. We would like to hear your thoughts on what you think works, what doesn't. We do need feedback. We would love to have tons of comments on, hey, this is what we like, what we don't like, this is how you can improve. We want this show to evolve over time and get better, okay? So please do that for us, all right? But FYI, we're in a situation here where basically the show did not bring in much support at all, all right? 3 hours, and basically we made $150, okay? Now, for me, that's good, right? On any stream for me, if I make $150, that's great. No complaints, right? But this is a co-op show between the two of us, all right? Our time is valuable. I'll be honest, I think Ashton's time is way more valuable than mine because this is a guy that has a show that he runs with Andy that makes thousands of dollars every time they turn on the stream. So for the fact that he's putting work into this show and the support wasn't anywhere close to, and it's not like we're expecting thousands of dollars. We're trying to do goals that are around like $300, $500 a show, something like that. And the fact that, it's not hitting that regularly. It is hitting that sometimes, but not regularly, right? It means that obviously we need to course correct and do something different. Okay. So basically when the show ended last night, we had a conversation after the show about its future. And we're not giving up. We're going to keep doing it. So don't worry. If you're a fan of Smark, guys, it's not going anywhere. It's just going to have a format change next week where we're not doing this Grill Phil segment. It's going to be a little different. You're going to see it's going to be much more about pro wrestling, much less about me. Okay. And so you might notice that on the leaderboard here, it's at goals hit 94. Now, remember, we had this conversation last week, and the conversation was if Smark Guys does well, and between the two of us, we split it down the middle, I hit $150 raised, we're going to count it towards my goals. So you might say, well, last night you only made $150, so basically it was 75 for each of you. Why did you count it? Well, after the show, we talked, and basically Ashton was like, I want you to count this towards your goals. I want you to get to your marathon, so there you go. I mean, what a fucking stand-up guy, right? So that was really nice of him, and I appreciate that. So we are counting it towards my goals today. We're at 94 out of 100, and we're another one. So yesterday basically was 2 goals hit. Okay, so there you go. Pretty awesome. So now we have 6 to go. All right, we have 6 to go, and how can we do it? Well, let's talk about that. All right. We've got 2 days of streaming left until Friday. And also I have an update that's not a very good update regarding that rum cake, which I know you all want an update on. So we're going to talk about a lot of stuff today. Sadly, a lot of this news is not good news. I'm sitting here in tough pain. You notice I'm not moving my neck at all. You notice I'm just kind of barely moving my head. That's why it's like so bad. FYI, we have a few streams left or a few days left to hit the goals to have this marathon happen. Now, the thing is, the marathon is going to happen. It's just a matter of when. All right. I want to do this marathon on Friday. Okay. I want to do it on Friday. But in order to do the marathon on Friday, we have to hit 6 more goals between now and then. Okay. Each goal is $150. Does that mean we can realistically hit 3 goals a day for the next 2 days? I don't know. Right? I don't know. I'm a realist, Right now, I'm not feeling good either. Like, maybe if I wasn't in pain, I'd be a lot more positive and optimistic and be like, we can hit the goals. Let's do it now. But I don't know, man. Right now, I'll be honest, we haven't had that overwhelming level of support every stream, right? Some of the people who come by and do the ginormous contributions haven't been around recently. So I don't realistically see it happening. Here, let me put it this way. Best case scenario, we do hit many goals between now and tomorrow, and we do the marathon on Friday. And that means we will be playing 4 more games. There'll be food, there'll be booze, there'll be rum cake, there'll be all this fun stuff going on, this big festive 100 goal celebration on Friday. I'd like nothing more than to do that with all of you. But realistically, is it going to happen? Probably not. I don't foresee, unless, again, some of these people who are big contributors do come by and happen to say, hey, I want to support to get you to that goal. I don't know how it would work. I don't know, you know what I mean? Now, listen, every single one of you who support this stream, I appreciate. And it doesn't matter how big or small your contribution is, it helps. So please support the content. Right now would be a great time to actually get motivation rolling, to get positivity going, and see if we can actually come together as a community and do it and hit this goal by Friday, okay? If we don't, it's not the end of the world, and it just means that sometime next week, I'll be doing the marathon. The problem is, next week, we have multiple things going on in gaming. Allow me to explain to you what I mean by opening up my game release schedule. So, oops, I always forget that I have the other camera on now. Next week, we have Monster Hunter Wilds demo. All right. And that's just in a few days. And I believe that's over the weekend. And that's limited time, right? Very limited time. So it kind of sucks because that demo is coming out over the weekend, but we hit the goal over the weekend, the 100 goals. Now, do we not play the demo to do the marathon right away? Or do we delay the marathon even further to play the demo? I don't know. We've got Civilization 7 on February 11th, and I'm already getting some feedback that people are thinking that I should not play it, that even people who like the series and have reviewed it are saying it's bad. And I'm like, whoa, really? Apparently, people are really disappointed with this game, saying that it's not what they wanted, and it feels like a dumbed-down version of the game and not very good. Which honestly kind of sucks because I've never played a Civ game before, and I was eager to try something out new on PC, and now it seems like I might not do that. Okay. We've got the Elden Ring Night Rain beta, February 14th through 16th. Now, I would like to play that beta, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be because it is completely unknown if you can actually capture and stream the beta or not. You would think they would allow it, but some people are claiming that they're saying you can't, even though I've looked into it and can't find any information about that. They sent out the invite saying, hey, you've been accepted. And they said that on the 11th, so in 6 more days, they're going to send out the codes. But there was no information in that email stating whether or not you could actually capture and stream or share the beta or not. I have not signed any non-disclosure agreement at all, so I'm not committed to anything yet. And unless they make me, I'm good to do whatever I want. Okay, but we don't know yet what's going to happen with that. Obviously, if that is available to stream and capture, I'm absolutely going to be doing that. All right. So we have to see what happens with that. Okay. And then as you can see coming up after that, we got Avowed and other stuff. But basically this week we have multiple things going on. We have 2 to 3 things going on within a week. So that's what I mean. Like if we don't hit the goal by Friday and we end up doing this marathon next week, it's going to cut into the stuff we're trying to do. In addition, I'm trying to finish up the ongoing stuff. Now, the good news is we finished Dino Crisis, and after one more stream, I should finish Dark Souls. So that leaves one major lingering project, Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, and that I'm only about halfway through. I definitely need several streams of that game to finish it, okay? So, I don't see how this is going to work, honestly, like at this point. Now, Libsian says, is Sunday not an option for the marathon? Sunday is the Super Bowl. If I do this marathon on Sunday, we're going to get way less people because people are going to be watching and celebrating during the Super Bowl. I'm not doing a Super Bowl marathon like I had done previous. So, yeah, it ain't going to work. You see? What the hell are you talking about? My neck is cured. It's a miracle. I'm literally in massive pain right now. What the fuck are you talking about? Not funny. Shut the fuck up. Like, really, you ever notice that people end up, whenever you're like at your lowest, that's when people want to kick you? It's like, dude, I'm in excruciating pain right now. And you got people fucking joke about it. You know, don't joke or I'm going to ban your dumb fucking ass because you're pissing me off because I'm in pain, you dumb ass. People are so stupid, man. Okay. So anyway, yeah, like ideally the best time to do the marathon is this Friday. But we need people to basically come together and support the streams in a big way today and tomorrow to have that happen. If not, the marathon will end up being kind of screwed up no matter when it is, whether it's Sunday, which will be Super Bowl Sunday, which means way less attendance, and that's going to cut into the Monster Hunter beta, right? Or whether it's Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday when I was going to thinking of trying to finish up Ninja Gaiden and playing Civ 7, or whether it's later on in the week when I was going to be doing the Night Rain beta. So there you have it. What's up, Cypress? How you doing, man? We could definitely use, for anyone who can help, we could definitely use modding on the Kick side. Kick has had a bunch of troll accounts in the last several days, and I've done my best to mod it over there, but I can't do it all myself. Especially today, I really can't do it all myself. So if anyone could jump on Kick to mod today, I'd appreciate it. Narwhal Gaming, I appreciate the suggestion, but no. He says you could do it Saturday and take Sunday off. We have the way we schedule everything. I have no food in the house. Like we have nothing for meals and stuff if we do that. You know, I shop when I go grocery shopping. We shop for the week, so we have meals set up for every single day. You know, for the week. Like we wouldn't have breakfasts. We wouldn't have anything for dinner. You know, we wouldn't have any. That's why we shop for a week to account for each day what we have and what we need. So, no, Saturday's going to be my day off this week, no matter what. Okay. All right. So, yeah. So let's see what happens. All right. We have some shout outs, and I'm going to do some shout outs in a sec. Let's get the momentum going. Please, let's get some support going. I have an update on Cake. You're not going to like the update. I don't like the update. I'm pretty upset. All right. And I'm going to vent a little bit on the stream. What's up, King Michael? How you doing, man? No, all that food on Smark Guys yesterday was prop food. Obviously, it's fake. It's not real food. It's all fake food that I put in my fridge to fill it to the top. So it looks like it's full and I can't fit a rum cake in there. That's how elaborate my schemes are. It was all plastic. Anyway. All right, let's do some shout outs, okay? Let's take a look here. So Flatman B did a $2 tip to start off today. He says, "What's up, guys? Hope all is well. I'm listening in while I'm dealing with a crapload of my's in ranked. If you want a quick best of 3 for a warm-up, I have you as a friend, custom room. If not, no worries." Now, Flatman, what I'm going to do whenever I play a new character is I go into training mode and I mess around. I do their trials for at first, and then I do some combo practice, and then I go right online. So today, I'm not doing like any sets or anything. I'm just kind of messing around today with but maybe in the future. Okay. Thank you for the tip. Okay. Thank you, Flatman B, for the first tip of the day. Now, who's going to drop that hundo tip to get us to our first goal of the day? Let's hit 3 goals on this stream, right? Yeah, right. Be great. But again, guys, please understand I'm not going to be full of like energy today or sound too happy because I'm in pain. It has absolutely nothing to do with you guys at all as an audience. But right now, I just keep getting shooting pain in my neck and it really hurts. And so I can't really get happy right now. That's why I kind of feel or sound kind of like angry or bummed because I am. I'm really annoyed right now at the pain I'm in. The stream is down on Kick. Not on my end. Is the stream down for anyone else on Kick besides Darkside Dabbing? Nope, people are saying looks fine to them. Darkside Dabbing, it sounds like just your stream is down. There was a minor blip. I don't know. On my end, it looks good. I don't see any issues. It shows it's still broadcasting. And let me refresh. On my screen, it is working. On my dashboard, the stream is working. So I'm not sure what happened over there. I'll keep an eye on it and guys let me know if it does actually go down or whatever, okay? Okay, so thank you, Flatman B, for the first contribution of the day. And then Hank Fritz did a super chat, a $5 super chat, and said the following. The Grill Fill segment fails to draw in the anti-fill audience because you've learned to handle it just too well. They want to see you struggle and sweat. Well, you see, here's the problem. They don't have anything on me. You understand? That's the problem. Like, I, Phil Burnell, am not someone who has groomed people sexually. I'm not someone who has committed mass scamming and fraud against people with meme coins. I'm not someone who faked cancer. All right? We could keep going through the list of heinous actions that these people on the internet have done. I haven't done any of that. Okay? The things that they try to claim that I did are so stupid and have absolutely no factual basis. So you can say it as much as you want. It doesn't matter. It has no effect on me, right? Like, how many years and years have they been saying all of this stuff about me? Has it affected me at all? I'm still here. I'm still successful. I'm still happy, right? So the truth is, no one is tossing egregious, heinous accusations against me that have any merit. No, you know what I mean? I'm not like Destiny, who has people every other day coming out and saying awful, heinous things, right? Here's hilarious. Some idiot in Kick Chat says, Panda says otherwise. My ex who had an interview with Keemstar, and Keemstar literally realized there was absolutely nothing there whatsoever because I'm clean. So he decided to not go through with any kind of an interview or anything about me because there's nothing to work with. And he said as much in my interview with him. Dare I rest my case here? You know, like, there's nothing about me that they can say and do because there's nothing that's real. They made it all up. So, there you have it, okay? So, yeah, that's the thing, Hank, is the Grill Fill segment. If anything, the Grill Fill segment on Smart Guys, although it seems to be done in seriousness, okay, it's actually in jest. Do you understand? When Ashton is literally bringing up every single detractor thing that they talk about me every week, all that happens is it becomes so exposed for how stupidly pointless it is, that it means nothing, that they have nothing of merit to ever say, that the segment kind of falls flat on its face every week, right? If anything, the better way to do that would actually to be do a segment where we watch the detractor content and I laugh and react to it together, right? Because that's the truth. That what it is we are doing that. We're just not watching their content. We're just bringing up the points that they bring up every week. But imagine if we just reacted to them and how stupid they fucking are and how they lie and they twist everything to make it out to be what it's not, to make money from mentally deficient people, because that's what it is. They literally sit there and they prey on mentally deficient people every single time that they broadcast or upload. That's all it is. They're not making any true entertaining content. They're fabricating drama for dumb people to pay them for it. Get it? It's literally a sick system. It's predatory. It's grooming 101. And the people who watch the content are too dumb and not self-aware enough to realize it. So anyway, I understand your point, Hank. I kind of agree with you. I'm not going to struggle and sweat over the stuff during the Grill Fill segments because there's never anything of merit there anyway. What will I struggle or sweat about when it's all bullshit, right? It always is. It's always the stupidest thing. So why would I ever care? Okay. So thank you, Hank. And then Hank actually did a second super chat. Let me get your first one up on the leaderboard. And again, guys, please bear with me. I'm moving really slow today. If you haven't noticed, like, I can barely move. So I'm doing my best to maintain the show, but I know I'm moving like a slug right now. Okay. So Hank did a second $5 super chat. I said, guys, come on. Phil told me if we hit all 6 goals today, he will drink a whole bottle of Selsun Blue on the stream, so let's get some support. Of course. Of course I would do that. I would completely do tons of horrible things to my body and just poison myself. And no, I would not do that. Now, that's the kind of, again, that's the kind of dumb shit that probably the detractors would like to see, right? Let's see Phil actually like rip his arm off and lose a limb for the rest of his life on stream to make a fucking monetary goal. These people are insane, you know? Oh, okay. True Corporation says if someone was willing to hit the goal so you could rest, would you go lay down and take some much needed respite? Is it respite or respite? I think it's respite, right? But is it respite? I don't know how to pronounce the word. Um, well, here's the thing: we got to hit 6 goals by Friday. Goals don't get hit by resting. Do you understand? If I turn the stream off and I go lay down, I don't make the money I need to make to pay my bills, to make a living, to support my family, and to hit the goals to do this marathon. I've got to be here making content to make the goals. Do you get it? That's how it works. No one just makes money by lazing about unless they're already at that level of insane wealth where they don't need to work, right? And I'm not at that level and I never will be. You have to understand, I will be a working man till the day I die. I'm never going to be in a situation where I can like not work. I fully believe that. Like I'll be working pretty much till I'm dead. And I've kind of come to terms with that. You know what I mean? Like I don't think there's much I can do to fix that. Interesting. American is respite, but British say respite. Is that true? Because see, that's the thing. I don't know how to actually pronounce the words because some words I've never heard actually pronounced. I don't know how to pronounce that word at all. Okay. So anyway, yeah. So there we go. I did all the shout outs so far. So guys, let's get some support. Let's get some subs over on Kick. Let's get some memberships. Guys, seriously, on Kick, I don't know what's happened this week, but one day we had like nothing. One day we had 1 sub. Let's get some support on Kick today. Let's get it rolling. All right. Let's get some people supporting over there. And obviously, let's get some support on YouTube. Thank you, Hank, for the first super chats. But let's get some memberships maybe. And of course, tips as well. We got Flatman B with his first $2 tip. But outside of that, let's get some support going. Now, in regards to the schedule for this week, obviously, there's no way to even tell what we're doing, right? It all depends on support I get, if the marathon's going to happen. I'm telling you, tonight, there's no way I'm playing Call of Duty on mouse and keyboard. So instead of Call of Duty tonight, we're going to finish mouth washing, and then we're going to have Q&A. Tomorrow, the day stream will be Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, and then tomorrow night, we'll try to do Call of Duty. Friday's up in the air. If we do the marathon, then that's what we'll do. If we don't do the marathon, then it's going to be the conclusion of Dark Souls. And then Friday night will be up in the air. We could do more Street Fighter, maybe with or we could do something else that's more chill. It's up to you guys, okay? So that's the schedule right now. And that's about it. I really don't have that much because I was in pain and I barely even got to stream today. I woke up and I just could barely move. So, I'm going to do my best to learn my Shiranui today. I don't know how it's going to go, to be frank with you. We'll see. So, let's go. What do you guys want to talk about today? Tag me in chat. Let's see what you want to discuss. Maybe you have some topics to talk about. And go from there. Okay? Did I ever crack the knuckle in my wrist? There's no knuckle in your wrist. What are you talking about? Have I ever cracked my wrist? Yeah. I just did it right there. Did you hear it? That one didn't. This one cracked. I can crack my wrist sometimes, but there's no knuckle in the wrist. Oh, it's going to be one of those days, folks. It's going to be one of those days. Would I do a cooking with DSP? No. In fact, today I was actually supposed to cook. I was supposed to make us bison burgers for dinner, but I can't. I'm in too much pain. So I'm going to tell my wife when she gets home from work, we just got to order something, or if she knows something quick she can make, because I can't stand there over the stove cooking in my condition. If I turn my head the wrong way, I'm going to drop the pan. So we're just going to do, probably order something today. I don't even know what. Thank you, Iron Man. Iron Man says he hopes that I get better soon. Mark says it's just an army of mice today. That's to be expected, right? I received a $10 tip from One Sick Puppy. Please play Civilization 7. Again, I'm considering it. I wanted to play it, being that now I can play PC games as I, because I'm a PC gamer and new games I can tackle with my setup. So I was actually looking forward to playing it, and now people seem to be telling me they don't want me to because it's bad. Like I guess the people who were reviewing it earlier, like, this is like one of the worst civs. They really screwed it up. I mean, the thing is, I wouldn't even know the difference because I've never played the others, right? Like, I wouldn't know what's better because I'm kind of ignorant to it. But it is kind of unfortunate that now I'm ready to play PC games, and the PC games that come out, like, for example, what has come out? Path of Exile 2. I played it one stream, flopped miserably. No one wanted it ever again. And literally, I've never even had a single person ask me to play it again. And now we got Civ 7, which everyone says sucks. So it's like, gee, all those PC Master Race people, I don't know, man. All those years you were making the argument that PC gets the best exclusives, and now I have a PC and there's nothing to play. Right? I don't know what's going on, man. Could I book a massage to help with the pain in my neck? That's not how it works. All right? It's nerve pain. Massages don't help nerve pain. Massages help muscle pain, and it's not a muscle that's the problem. It's a nerve in my neck being pinched. So it can't be resolved by a massage. Narwhal Gaming says, I think Civ 6 was actually poorly received on launch, but then got good after a few patches and expansions. That is a blatant falsehood. What do you think is pinching the nerve? My vertebra. They're pinching the disc. It's the same as when I had my severely herniated disc in my lower back almost 20 years ago, where the discs misalign, they slip, and then because of that, you get pinched nerves over and over. Now, for me, I've never had it severe enough where it doesn't fix itself. This has happened before, and if I just rest up, it usually adjusts itself back, and I'm good for a while, and then it just happens again. It's just a recurring thing, and there's nothing I can really do about it. 20 years ago, I was told I could have fusion surgery, which luckily I did not go through with, because a lot of people who get the fusion surgery say it actually doesn't really work. So yeah, what can I say? It sucks. Did I ever hear of Cry of Fear? I've heard the name before. I don't recall playing it. Oh, my eyes burned today too, and I already put eye drops in, and my eyes are still burning. It's because I didn't get good sleep last night. When I don't get good sleep, it really affects me the next day. I end up sore, like, in my back, and then my eyes are burning, like, nonstop. It sucks ass. Ugh. Why don't I try previous Monster Hunter games? They're all kind of the same because people always want to see the hot new one. Why would I play an old one? Right? Mark, thank you. Mark became a member. That's our first membership of the day. I appreciate that, Mark. That's good for 3. We're up to 26 and climbing, guys. Again, please, guys, let's get some momentum going. Let's hit the goal on this stream so that we can get to that marathon. Again, I would love to do it on Friday. That would be that. Friday is absolutely the best timing. Oh, I forgot to tell you about the rum cake. I got to give you guys an update on the rum cake. I totally forgot. But Friday would be the absolute best timing for the marathon. If it doesn't happen on Friday, then sadly it's gonna hurt no matter what. If I do it on Sunday, number one, I'm gonna have reduced attendance because it's Super Bowl Sunday, and number two, that cuts into the Monster Hunter beta, right? If I do it during the week next week, that's gonna cut into possibly playing Civ 7 or the uh the Elden Ring beta, or trying to finish up the games that I'm trying to finish up before the new stuff comes out. So, the best time to do it is Friday, but hitting 6 goals between now and Friday is going to be a tough call. Okay. I received a $2 tip from Flatman B. I had super bad neuropathy in my hands back in the day. I took Advil and it helped. Tylenol, ibuprofen didn't work, but miraculously Advil works if you take like a double dose. Thank God for them during those times. Yeah. If I really need it, I will take something. I am very skeptical of taking any kind of painkillers and stuff. I usually don't. In this case, like those things work a lot better when you have problems with muscle pain because they can stop inflammation and stuff in the muscle, but they don't really help for nerve pain that much because nerve pain is not the same. But if it gets really bad, I'll have to take something. I haven't taken anything yet, but man, it hurts. Okay. How are you, Game Boy? I'm not doing too good, Game Boy. I'm in pain today. But I'm here, but I'm in pain today, man. Okay. All right. So that was a $2 tip, right? Okay. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to stay on top of it. But like I said, I'm behind the 8 ball today. I'm definitely not myself. I can tell. Okay. So here is the news, the update on the rum cake. Let me give you the full skinny on what's going on. First off, if you're not aware, it was Rare Tricks over on Kick purchased a rum cake to gift to me. It's an Italian rum cake. It's a Italian delicacy. I've had these before, or I should say I've had a variation of these before when I was younger. We used to get this cake from an Italian bakery, but it also had fruit and stuff in it, and this particular one doesn't. But it has pudding, and it's a sponge that's soaked in rum, and it has frosting and all kinds of decorations and stuff on it. So Rare Tricks ordered this cake for me to time with my 100 goal marathon celebration. Like the whole idea is that this cake, I would get it and have it and cut the cake and have a piece of the cake to celebrate hitting 100 goals of support with my viewership. Okay. So I timed it to arrive today because I was under the assumption about a week and a half ago when this was ordered that we were going to hit the goals and we were going to do the marathon probably this Friday. But then what happened was we had several days where we didn't hit any goals. So it actually kind of set us back. And this just happened again on Monday where we hit no goals. So because of that, those several setbacks, now the marathon looks like it's probably not going to happen on Friday. All right. So that was problem number one, is that the cake was going to arrive today. You have to eat the cake within 5 days of getting it. It actually says 3 to 5 days, meaning you might actually have to eat it even faster because it might melt before then. So basically, the timing of the cake was already off, and we were worried if we don't have this marathon on Friday that the cake might go bad and not be able to be eaten for the marathon. Okay, so that's number one. But I have even worse news, which I'm sure you want to hear the worst news, don't you? Nah, you know what? I'm not even going to tell you the worst news. Forget it. I'm not even going to bother telling you the worst news. All right? Nah, I'm just going to keep it to myself. There you go. All right, so what do you guys want to talk about instead? Tag me in the chat. What is my favorite story? The story of the rum cake is my favorite story. All right, Sarah says we don't need any more negativity. Don't tell us, but Drew Corporation says please tell us. How would I say accessories? I say accessories, but some people say accessories. I don't actually know if there is a proper pronunciation for the word. I've always said like accessories, accessorize, but some people say accessories and accessorize. Like, let me put it this way. Let's say I'm going to access some files. Okay? I pronounce it with the hard C, access. But if it's something that you're like wearing to accessorize, I don't give it the hard C. I don't know. I don't know if it's always supposed to be access or not. What games do my audience like? Seems like they complain about everything. Well, number one, my audience does like me playing hot new releases because they want to see my takes on games that are big, right? Definitely, I would say anything that's like a FromSoft new game definitely is a big one, right? Or anything of that challenge level. And you know, fighting games when they first come out and stuff like that are usually pretty popular. You know, Call of Duty when it first comes out is pretty popular. Well, that's the thing. Fergie and Jesus says, well, after last year, they definitely don't like new releases. That's because the new releases last year were terrible, right? Let's be honest here. They were not good. If they were good, people would have liked seeing me play them, but none of the games were good. Oh, man. NMX, please stop asking me arbitrary questions for the sake of asking a question that has nothing to do with anything interesting. Thanks. Are there any wrestlers in 2025 worth watching? Well, the thing is, I'm just getting into it, right? I'm just getting back into it. You know, people like some of the top wrestlers like CM Punk, Roman Reigns are still very popular. You know, WWE is trying to push Jey Uso. I'm not sold as of yet, but maybe I will be convinced over time. I don't know. I guess it remains to be seen, right? But you know, wrestling right now, I'm trying to readjust myself to it and get into the groove of stuff. I haven't really seen too much high-end technical wrestling in the month that I've been watching it. I guess we'll see as we get further into it. Yes, I do enjoy my time with PPP on Smart Guys. I have a fun time with the show, and yes, I like turtles. No, Cat does not like pro wrestling and does not watch it with me. No, I do not watch UFC at all. I do not watch UFC. Flatman B, another $2 tip says, I'm telling you, somehow Advil targets nerve pain. It's not like other stuff. It works. Try it. I don't know if I have Advil. I might. We might have Advil. I'm not sure, though. Okay. What do I think about pet culture? Highest darkness, I think it went too far to the point where people are treating pets like gods or a fetish. I hate to tell you this, highest darkness. I mean, yes, there are some people who are like that. But actually, the vast majority of people are very irresponsible when it comes to pets. Okay? Just being honest here. Just go to any local shelter and you'll see. This pet was abandoned. This pet was mistreated. This pet has this issue and was dumped by their owner, right? Pretty messed up. What happens right now is People take on the responsibility of having a pet, but they don't act as if that pet is another being, a living creature in their home. They act like that pet is a physical belonging. That is something I own. That is part of my property. They don't realize the time, the effort, the stress that goes into having another living creature under your roof. When you take in a creature of any type that is alive, you are responsible for its well being and to making sure that it is happy and healthy, the same as any other creature in your house, whether it be human or not. And a lot of people don't care about that. It's Easter, time to get a bunny, and then they don't care about the bunny or really take care of it. Oh, it's time. Oh, look at that cute puppy. Let's just get it on a whim. What do they call that? When you do something spur of the moment, you don't plan it out, and then you regret it because it was a really bad thing to do. There's a word for it, and for some reason it's not coming to mind. You guys will come up with it in the chat, I'm sure. Impulse, thank you. An impulse purchase, an impulse buy, an impulse action. Correct. That's what it's called. Sadly, a lot of people just do that. And then what suffers? The freaking animal. That's who suffers, right? Not the human, because the human doesn't really have any kind of responsibility. It's funny. Why do people who take in a pet, why are they legally able to just dump that pet, right? Why are they not held responsible? I don't understand that. They should be. That's a living creature that you agreed to take care of for the rest of its life. And now because you had a change of heart or you decided that it's just not fun for you anymore, it's too much to take on, too much responsibility, it's too expensive. Well, that was your choice when you took in the pet. You committed to that, right? I've seen nothing but the opposite since I've lived in Washington State. Like, my wife and I sometimes go to these shelters where there's pets have been, dumped, and then they take them in and protect them and try to get them adopted. And you see the situations they're in, it's just so sad, you know? So, yeah, no, I have rarely seen situations where the pet is treated like royalty and people go crazy over treating the pet. You know what I mean? I'm sure it happens. Notably, I bet that happens a lot with people who like a woman who's like middle-aged and single and has no family and no significant other and no kids. So she takes in a bunch of pets and treats them like they're her kids, right? I could see that for sure, like that happening. The classic cat lady story, right? But I have never really seen a situation where the pet is being treated like royalty, like you said. So I've never seen that firsthand. Oh, okay. So High's Darkness says, I was more so speaking on how people go everywhere with their pets, like restaurants and grocery stores, and bring them around in baby carriages. Well, that's done again. Why are they doing that? Because they're not seeing that pet as a creature that's part of their family. They're seeing that pet as a piece of property to be shown off, like a status symbol, correct? Like, if you buy an expensive Rolex watch, you wear the watch all the time to show off that you have that expensive Rolex watch. If you have a pair of Jordans, you wear the Jordans out prominently so people see that you have the Jordans. So to some people, oh, look at this. I have this pet and I can roll it around. Look at me. Oh, look, I'm such a big shot because I've got this cute pet. Give me attention for it and stuff, right? That's why they do that. What kind of sneakers do I like to wear? Sorry that I'm yawning again. It's because I didn't get good sleep last night. I'm all screwed up today. New Balance, I feel, are my favorite sneakers. I've been wearing New Balance sneakers for almost 20 years, on and off, and they just seem to be the best ones for having back issues. They're incredibly supportive on the foot, meaning your feet don't get sore from wearing them. They're incredibly lightweight, So you can really move quickly with them on, and they don't weigh you down with a bunch of rubber or you know what I mean? Um, I really enjoy New Balance. Now, I also have a pair of Fila sneakers, and those are all right, but they're not as good as New Balance. But I wear I kind of alternate. I have 2 pairs of sneakers, Fila and New Balance, and I go between those 2. Am I ignoring Kick Chat again today? Well, Kick Chat isn't really interacting with me right now. If Kick Chat was tagging me and asking me reasonable, normal things, I would respond. But they're not doing that right now. What did I have for breakfast? I had an egg which is basically 2 like mini egg omelets. The one I had this morning, I think, was spinach, egg, and onion. Okay. And between it was a turkey sausage patty. So I had that. That was my breakfast. So no bread, no carbs, basically. It was all protein, um, and obviously some fat, but no carbs. It was basically all protein. And then a cup of black coffee. Are we ever going to talk gaming news? Yeah, when there finally is some. Trust me, I've been following and looking for important game news. Nothing is going on right now. It has been pretty dang dead for game news recently. I like covering game news when there is news to cover. I'll show the article, we'll talk about it. Sometimes I react to a video. There is absolutely nothing going on right now. So when something pertinent happens, you'll be the first to know. I'll let you know and we'll cover it. But there's nothing going on right now. Why are there almost no crowns on YouTube? Well, number one, because a lot of the accounts on YouTube are sock accounts. That's number one, just being honest. Okay. And number two, on YouTube, people don't really tend to gift that many memberships. A lot of people who are on the YouTube side will do super chats or tip. But I've noticed that on the YouTube side, a lot of people don't do the memberships, right? On the Kick side, literally the only way you can contribute via Kick is subs. So if you're going to contribute, you have to do the sub method, right? No, I've never heard of a game called Kingmakers. Nope. Do a cooking vid and show my marinara. I haven't made a pot of marinara sauce in years. COVID screwed everything up because that was something that I was regularly doing and enjoying. Was every maybe 2-3 months, I would take a whole day where I would do my slow simmered, family recipe marinara sauce, and I'd make like a ton of containers of it, and it would last many, many meals, and it would work out really well. But when COVID hit, it screwed all that up because you could no longer really go to all the stores we needed to go easily to get all the ingredients for the sauce. So right around COVID time, we started finding alternatives, buying different sauces that were higher end sauces that tasted good, but not as good as my sauce, but tasted better than say Prego, right? Um, so it is what it is. I can't do that because I'm not cooking right now. Sarah, we already did that. Sarah says, why not cover the Bloodborne mods being taken down by Sony? We already had a giant segment about it the other day on the podcast. We already did it. See what I mean? Like, the game news that has happened, we are covering. But there's very little game news going on right now. We need concrete news and there's nothing happening. Hi, Jasper. Do I like MMOs at all? Or MMORPGs at all? Sure. Back in the day, I played EverQuest. I played World of Warcraft. I played City of Heroes and Villains. Those were great games. But it's been a while since I played one. purring. Can you hear the purring? He just purred. Jasper Kitty. He wants more pets. He wants more pets. Jasper Kitty. Purring boy. He's purring very loudly. I don't know if the microphone's picking it up, though. Yes, Jasper has attacked my toes. Yes, he has. I have no idea what a vision board is. What is a vision board? Am I good at pool? I was at one point. I was decent, but I haven't played it in so many years. I probably am terrible at it now. But I was decent at it at one point. I played it a bit with my friends back in the day. What class did I play in EverQuest? I have no recollection. I mean, you're talking about the late 90s, dude. I don't know what I did in EverQuest. No clue. Jasper Kitty, you gonna say hello? Say hello to everyone. Give everyone a nice meow. Oh, careful. Slipping. You're slipping. You've lost your footing. He's going crazy on my setup here today. He usually doesn't go up all over everything. He's all over everything today. Yes, I will be watching the Switch 2 Direct, but not live. We'll watch it together on the show. Or we could just cover the topics. Oh my God, I just hurt my neck again. Fuck. I just tweaked it again. Fuck. What are you doing? What are you doing? Crawling all over my setup. How dare you? I want to play the Monster Hunter beta this week, but I don't know if I'm going to get to. That's what I'm saying. Like, I would like to do it, but it looks like the marathon may end up interfering with it because it looks like we're not going to hit the marathon in time for Friday. I mean, take a look at today. We're at what, 20 bucks? Where are we at right now? I don't even know. What are we at for support right now, guys? I don't know. It's scrolling. It's not on the screen right now. $30. Guys, we're at 30 bucks. Come on, who's gonna do it? Right now, someone's got to do it. Someone's got to drop some subs or memberships or a tip or something. Let's get some momentum going on the show before we adjourn. Let's get to the goal. All right? Seriously. Let's do it. We had all this momentum going, and it's like we get going and then it stalls. Then we get going again, then it stalls. Enough of the stalling. Let's get to the 100, man. Oh, I still didn't talk about the cake? No, that's right. You said you didn't want to hear it. You said you didn't want any more bad news, so I'm not telling you. What do you think? So, all right, I'll tell you. I'll tell you what's going on with the cake. You ready? And this will be the end of the show for today. What an amazing podcast we've had today of me sitting here in pain and not having much to talk about. Right? Okay. So, yesterday, I received notification that the cake shipped. And I even got the tracking number from UPS and everything. It's en route. It's coming. It's on the way. All right? It's supposed to arrive today between 8:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. So I was like, oh, this is cool. It'll even show up during the podcast or whatever. Maybe I can even just show it, take it out of the dry ice, live on stream. That would be kind of cool, right? All right, you ready for this? Let me actually, before I do this, let me double check. Hold on. Okay. I just want to make sure that there was no update before I tell you something incorrect, okay? Wait, what? What? Hold on. How do I get to this? Here you go. Yeah, I accidentally deleted this email. I want it in my inbox. Okay. I just said put it in my inbox. Where is it? I said put it in the inbox. There it is. What a delay. Okay. Now the input, it won't even load the email. What is going on? This is ridiculous. So here's what happened. Okay. Yesterday, they sent me a tracking number saying your cake will be delivered on Wednesday between like 8:30 a.m. and like 11:30 a.m. Here's the tracking number. Here's everything. Okay. Okay, great. So it's en route. And even showed that it shipped. It was on the way here and everything. Okay. Then this morning, they send me an update. Oh, we have updated your delivery. Here it is. Wait, what? So first off, if you now click on the original UPS tracking number, it gives you an error and says this doesn't exist anymore. What does that mean? Originally, it had shown that this cake had shipped via that and it was in transit. It even had shown supposedly that it was supposed to arrive in Seattle this morning, which is why it was supposed to be delivered today. Okay. But now the tracking number has been deleted. It doesn't exist anymore. So they sent me a new tracking number. And when you click on this new tracking number, okay, it actually says that the cake arrived in Seattle today at 11:18 a.m. and is sitting in Seattle and they're not delivering it today. That they're going to hold it and they're going to deliver it sometime tomorrow afternoon. Now, here's the problem with that, all right? When I selected the shipment method and the timing, it was supposed to be delivered today. That was the whole point. When they packaged this thing at the bakery in Massachusetts, which is on the East Coast of the United States, they put in dry ice and stuff to keep it frozen because it was going to be delivered today. You get what I'm saying? Like when you package something that's a frozen item for shipment, you put enough stuff in there so that it arrives frozen, but you put enough in there that it's going to arrive on the day that you schedule it for. They, for some odd reason, deleted the old tracker, made a whole new one, gave it a whole new shipping situation, and now are delaying the delivery over a day. So I have to hope that when this was packaged, that they put enough in there to last until it shows up because it's a perishable item. If the dry ice was not a lot and they were just assuming it was going to show up today, then it could show up tomorrow melted. I hope not. I hope that it's not the case because, you know, this was a very expensive cake and Rare Tricks paid a lot for this. So if this cake shows up melted, I'm going to tell him, get your refund. That's bullshit, you know? And quite frankly, that is why this whole business at Gold Belly, where you order food from gourmet restaurants and bakeries and things from across the country and have it shipped to you, that's why I was very skeptical about it to begin with, because you can't guarantee anything when it comes to shipment. Right now, these logistics companies are at their worst. They're not living up to their promises. You're paying for a service and they're not delivering on that service. You know, just today, I had some stuff, stuff for the house that I ordered from Amazon that I ordered via Prime, guaranteed delivery, and then they delayed the deliveries 2 days. But it's Prime guaranteed delivery. I pay for this service to get the delivery fast and free, and you just arbitrarily bump the shipments. And it's like that for everything right now in the United States. It's not even like, oh, that's one thing. USPS, UPS, FedEx, courier services, they're all doing this. They just feel like there's no responsibility. So they just bump your shit and don't even like care. They don't compensate you. They're like, oh, well, it shows up when it shows up. Like, wait, what? But that's your whole business model, is that I'm paying you a certain amount for delivery on a certain date. If you don't live up to that, how is there no accountability? How is there no compensation? And the answer is there should be, but there isn't. For some reason, Americans are just kind of putting up with this. So in this case, it's a perishable item, and I certainly hope that the item actually does show up and is intact and doesn't have any issues. We'll find out, I guess, tomorrow. Tomorrow they're claiming it's going to show up between noon and 4 p.m. So it might show up actually during my first stream tomorrow of Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. And if it does, hopefully, fingers crossed, it's intact and it's not going to be all screwed up. I guess we're going to find out, right? I received a very generous contribution, a 3,400. I'm just kidding. I received a $30 tip. $30, okay? So that's very generous. Let's play an animation, and then let's read the message. So, can't you lock in the marathon for Friday regardless of goals? You know you're going to hit the goals eventually. That way the cake can be saved if it's not lost, and you can move on to new games coming next week, just a thought. Well, I mean, and by the way, that's from Sven G. And obviously, this is not a troll. This is someone who just contributed significantly, and it's a legit question, right? Here's the problem with that, Sven. All right? Not that I would have issue doing that. I would like to do that. I really would. Like, I want to do this marathon. Listen, I got booze lined up for this marathon that I want to drink. I've been holding off all week on even taking a single sip of this single malt Scotch whiskey that I bought the bottle for the marathon, and this Crown Royal that I bought for the marathon, right? I'm going to order food that day when we do the marathon, and my wife and I really enjoy it. We're going to have a meal live together, and I think that's going to be awesome. It's not that I don't want to do the marathon, all right? But the idea is thus, okay? The reason that we're doing Viewers' Choice is because viewers supported my content, right? So they get a marathon where I play the games that they so choose. I got to spend money on this marathon. I got to buy these games. In fact, there's quite a few of them in the list that people are voting on right now that I'd have to buy. For example, Lollipop Chainsaw is like $45. The Onimusha HD remake, I don't know how much that is. Factorio, WWE 2K24, like even every game. The only game there is chess.com is free. So I got to drop money on this marathon. Likely if I buy all those games for the marathon, you're talking $100 or more, right? And I got to get the food for the marathon, right? So all these factors, it's not free. It costs me to do it, right? And the premise is you're doing the marathon as a celebration of hitting a milestone of support. If you just do the reward before you hit the thing that's supposed to qualify for the reward, then what motivation is there for people to actually contribute to hit said reward, right? It's a slippery slope. You want to do the right thing and you want to be nice, right? You do. But at the same time, if you do it early, what people will always say from now on is, oh, we don't need to hit the goal because Phil's just going to do a reward anyway. Why do we need to hit 10 goals to do DSP Tries It? He'll just do it whenever he feels like it. Why hit 50 to do a fun marathon of Mega Man or whatever? He'll just do it. And then if I don't do it, people will complain, well, you gave this to us for free before, so I don't get it. Why aren't you doing it now, right? That's the problem with giving something for one price or one thing and then changing it later. So, for example, why are people up in arms when a service like Sony had free online play, but then they start charging you for it, right? Because it was free, and now you're charging me for something that was free? That doesn't make sense. That's not part of the agreement. Why are people upset that with Amazon Prime, they were getting ad-free video and movies for a long time, and then all of a sudden they added ads in? Well, that wasn't the agreement. I paid you for this. You changed the agreement halfway through. So what happens is people get used to a certain thing or they want a certain thing, and if you get them used to that, then they're going to get upset if you try to go back on it later. So, for example, if we do this marathon on Friday and we're only at 95 goals, people will just be like, well, guess what? From now on, we just expect you're just going to be doing stuff without hitting any goals. And it's going to be counterproductive. And I can't operate a business like that. You know, we had the streak, we changed the streak because the streak wasn't working, right? The streak was very annoying. That it was expected that we're going to hit a goal every stream. I do think that that's unrealistic. You know, there was a time we were, but I think that this new way of doing it is better and everyone's liked it, right? I think what it is we're tweaking it to find the perfect formula. And sadly, we had some bumps along the way. One of those bumps was changing from a fast food-based DSP tries it to the snacks. I think that did not work at all. I think that people would have preferred that if we just did the fast food DSP tries it, we would have hit it faster. We would have hit 90 way faster than we did. And now, you know, getting to this marathon, you know, it's rough because so much is going on. You know, I'm in pain, I'm hurt and shit, and it's hard to get motivated. Like today, I would have been, you know, probably doing backflips on the stream, trying to get people motivated to contribute, but I can't really do that when I'm in pain. You know what I'm saying? It sucks. Like, what can I do? You know? I mean, people take time off. Well, just think about that. Take time off. So according to you, I should have taken time off last week when I was feeling under the weather. Remember, last week I had a really sore throat one day. And then this week I should take time off for my neck. And I should take more time off. So when will I be here exactly? Right? And that's the problem is, unlike the other people who you see who take time off, right? Ashton and Andy, those guys can take time off whenever they want. Why? Because every time they turn on their goddamn stream, they make thousands of dollars. Have you ever seen one of their streams when they turn it on, how people flood them with support? They don't have to do anything. They literally turn on the stream and they get flooded with support. I don't get that. All right. I work for my fucking living hard. And I'm not saying they don't work hard either, but it's just completely exponentially different scales. You understand that? So I got to bust my ass. I got to be here. And it sucks when it's a situation like these last couple of weeks where definitely I would have benefited better from not being here as much. I probably wouldn't have been as stressed or as worn out as I am right now. You know, who even knows why this neck thing happened? I don't know. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm toughing through it, man. But that's the problem is if I just give everything to be a nice guy, then the incentive for people to contribute to hit goals and get rewards will be gone. I'd essentially be gaming my own system, and it's just going to shoot me in the foot. That's all it's going to do. It's going to come back to bite me and shoot me in the foot. When the next time we try to hit the next goal, oh, we don't care about hitting that because you're just going to give it to us anyway. Well, no, I'm not. Oh, well, how dare you? You gave us stuff for free before. So, you know, and that's the problem. That's the problem with it. You cannot do that and change it midway because then people will get upset. Okay. All right, folks. I think we're gonna end the show, and I'm gonna do my best. I really don't know how things are gonna go today. I'm gonna be honest with everyone up front here. Rare Trick says, "Did you count my sub?" I didn't see your sub. I'm getting upset that I keep missing stuff. Here's what I'm gonna do. Here's how I see it. There it is. Rare Tricks just gifted 1 sub. Thank you, Rare Tricks. I know where I'm gonna look from now on. Right here on my dashboard of Kick, I can see right there in the activity feed when people contribute. So if you notice that I'm not shouting it out, just let me know. I'll go right there to check, and there it is, Rare Tricks gifted. So thank you, Rare Tricks, for the gifted sub. I appreciate that. So now we are at 65 for today. Thank you, guys. Well, a good start. Now, I hope the support continues. Let's definitely hit the goal today. All right? For sure. We need to. We got to keep this momentum going. If we're going to do the marathon anytime soon, right? We've got to hit the goal. Let's do it today. Okay? Oh, no, the love seat was terrible. Sarah says, was the love seat better for your back and stuff? No, the love seat was awful. The love seat literally wore out within 6 months of me buying it and became like mush. So there was zero support when I sat on it. That's why I had to have big cushions and shit behind me and stuff. The love seat was the absolute worst. This chair is very supportive. It's got lumbar support. It's good. But I'm not hurting my neck when I'm gaming. I hurt my neck when I was in bed somehow. I don't even know how. I don't know. What flavor of seltzer am I drinking? Key lime. Key lime seltzer today. The Skill Scholar says, get a massage. I'm sure that'll fix a lifetime's worth of excruciating back pain. Of course. It's only been almost 20 years since my back pain started. Yes, this is the best chair I've ever owned. Seriously. There are much better ones, though. That was the one thing I didn't upgrade in my setup when I fully upgraded my setup here, was I did not upgrade my chair. And I could have, but for now, the chair is fine. If I get a chair, I'm going to spend a lot on it because I want to get a great chair that's going to be massive support when I'm here. The bummer is when I get a chair, probably the whole height of my setup is going to change. Like this chair is very low to the ground. So if I get another chair, undoubtedly it's going to be higher than this one. So then I'm going to have to heighten the desk. I'm going to have to heighten this desk. This desk does have adjustable things to make it taller. I have the hardware for it over there. So I would have to adjust the height of everything. So by the time I was done furnishing this upgraded studio, I was like, dude, I spent so much money and the chair I have is fine. So I just put up with it. I'm just going to use the chair I have for now. Eventually I'll get a new one. But for now, I was like, dude, I spent too much money as it is. Oh, man. All right, guys. Well, are we ready to end the show and start with Street Fighter? I think we should. And see how it goes with Mai. I don't know how it's going to go with Mai, quite frankly. I don't know if she's a good character or not. I guess we're going to find out once I start testing her out. So let's do it. Let's hope that I survive and I don't hurt myself any further. So thank you guys so much for a chill podcast. Thank you for understanding that I don't feel good today. I can tell. I know I'm very slow acting today, right? Like even I'm not very energetic or witty today. It's all good. I'll get through it. And thank you to those who are here chilling and supporting. And let's see how Mai is today and go from there. And we'll see what happens. Fair enough. Thank you guys. And see you tomorrow.